It's interesting. I was really pleased to be asked to speak tonight. It's interesting. I saw Gene Pickleman over there, and his mom was such a huge part of my story. I literally grew up in hell. I mean, people who know my story, born and raised in Flint, it really wasn't until my sister was murdered at the age of 17 that I really understood what trauma and what mental health meant. I was running around trying to find something to hang on to, and you know, when you do that, you make a lot of mistakes. You don't understand what grounding, what foundation means, and that's part of the stigma of mental health challenges. And so for me, it was a loss of family, not having family, not growing up in family. I never understood what that meant. I came to Saginaw, and for the very first time in my life, I sensed something, some foundation, some grounding, something that was solid for me, something that gave me hope, something that made me feel value or worth. I was telling a story. It was interesting. My mom passed away, and I was trying to talk about her, and it was funny because I talked to my brothers about it, and my mother never said, "I love you," and all those times, and we kept trying to figure out why that didn't happen. And I think it was a lot because my mother didn't love herself, and so she couldn't love us. And that manifested itself in my mental health challenges, trying to find love. And you do that by making a ton of mistakes. But when I got to Saginaw, I met this woman. I started a Second National Bank, and this woman by the name of Betty Pickleman became really one of the first mother figures I'd ever had. She was an iron fist woman. I mean, she took no gruff. She really took it hard on me. And it was what I really needed. And it was right at that point when I found family. And I found family in Saginaw. I always say I was born in Flint, but I was raised in Saginaw. It became, for me, the first family I had ever had. And I think if you know anything about me, I latch on to people. Like, there's no kinda for me. I am all in everything I do. And that stigma of mental health really manifested itself when I got cancer for the first time. I got lung cancer. And one of the treatments was you had to go talk to a psychiatrist to determine if you were ready, mentally prepared for it. And I met a gentleman by the name of Greg Borgenson who changed my life. It was the first time. I got beat a lot when I was a child. And I never cried, never did. I would never let my mother see that. That was my way of winning. But Greg Borgenson, for the very first time in my life, really made me cry. He made me realize how empty I was inside. He made me realize that I did have value, I had worth. And it was at that point I started giving back to a community that had adopted me and made me feel like family. I can't tell you what that feels like when everybody around you doesn't look like you and everybody around you doesn't share your DNA, but it still feels like family. The love, the embracement, the support, just that strength of family. I started to get better. I still even feel like today I'm still on this journey. I said something to my daughters a little while ago about what mental health meant to me, and it was really an eye-opener for me. I don't think I ever was the kind of man that I would ever want my daughters to marry. Not until late, when I really became the kind of man I hoped my daughters would marry. I always felt like I was the father my kids deserved, but I never felt like I was the man that a woman should ever be around. That took a lot of me to say that. I still go to counseling from time to time just to remind myself of how far I've come and beating that mental health. I think when you see my personality, I'm out there. Look, I'm struggling like a lot of other people. And the one thing I hold on to, the great blessing I have, are the people in this room. Lots of people in this room. So when I call you my sister or my brother and I hug you and love you, that comes from a real place. That is where my strength, that is where my real strength comes from, is from the people in this room. And so I want to thank you for having me come up here, Matt, because I hope that when you see me now, you don't see me differently. You don't see me weaker. You actually see me stronger. And you see that the everyday challenges that I face are just that. They're challenges, but I get through them every single minute of every single day. So don't let the smiles fool you sometimes. There are people out there who are hurting, people out there who need a little hug, and they reach out for you. Hug them back. It means a lot because they may just be looking like I was, just for family. So thank you.